Welcome to Karmic Woof!
Welcome to our
Hello,
usual Monday.
hello, everybody.
And to our new followers, thank you for joining us too. We
Yes,
appreciate you.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's wonderful to see
yeah,
you here.
yes. So here we are, another week.
Okay, so uh, a lot of this is what happens to me. Okay, so this must be a habit of mine, and I've seen it before. My instinct, my I don't know what you want to call it. The animals converge together and they want to push
Okay.
whatever barriers there are, whatever issues there are. I just want to push and I want to keep pushing until something changes.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
So a lot of I ask for things like I just like if you need help or you know stuff like that, like can you do this, can you not do this, and there's a lot of not listening to that this week, and
Yeah,
um it's hard
yeah.
because immediately I want to push. I feel the energy's shifting. The bigger I get, the more I feel. And I say feel, but it's not in a woohoo, emotional, la 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 way. And it's not a textural way. Like I don't feel it in my fingertips or, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's bigger than that.
Okay.
Like, when a storm is coming and you go
I
outside
feel it in
and
your knees or whatever.
right, but you also just you just know that it's coming.
Right.
Okay, well, that's what's going on.
Okay. But
So
it's a change. Change is coming.
yes,
Yeah.
and so we've got asteroids.
That's change.
They're on their way.
Big change.
Uh, Also, there are people filming and saying that asteroids are coming in and then they're not hitting. So they're coming in on a trajectory like they're going to hit, and
Yeah.
then instead of hitting, they hit a spot out here and then they go off.
That's interesting. Okay.
Technology of some sort is being employed.
Right. By who, we don't
Oh,
know. But yes, that's interesting. I
good
didn't hear
question,
about
right?
that. Yeah.
So I will have Bunku send that to you or
Yeah.
tell
Okay.
you about it or whatever. But the point is, the change is coming in and somebody is trying to divert it. I'm done. I'm
Hmm.
done with the diversion. I'm done. And now I just want to push through all of the barriers. So that since I know that that is a habit of mine and that can cause destruction, I say, okay, this is crazy. I don't want this. I have to get bigger. I have to stay in my awarenesses and go into my observer to see what is really right. To do what it is that I'm supposed to be doing rather than
Yeah, I'm pushing
this
through
other
it.
habit that I have.
Easy, not the easy task. That's a
No,
challenge right there for me.
because
Not maybe not for
when
you. For me,
you're in it, it
right,
like tunnel vision immediately, right?
right,
So I'm teaching myself that when I start to have that, when it starts to come up, even if it's just a shift
okay,
that I feel of any kind, I stop, I do my face breathing, and then I can stay in my awarenesses long enough for it to make sense.
Instead of tunnel vision.
Instead of tunnel vision.
See, I get tunnel
So,
vision. Like all day long, I get tunnel vision. Like I
and
understand.
and the only way that I can stop this is to stay in my awarenesses. Not just go
Right.
into my awarenesses, but stay in my awarenesses and expand that view. Because if I don't, the immediate action that I want to take is to push.
Yeah.
Push everyone, push everything, like throw it off the balcony.
Well, that's the karma way of doing things. Just bulldoze
Right?
through the problem
Well, and my
violently.
ox. So,
Well, that too.
like, oh, look, it's a gate.
Let's tear that thing down. That ain't gonna stop me.
No. So, yeah, there's, so I have a very, very, very good mirror recently that shows me exactly what I was like before and what I would be like if I weren't with Bunku. If I
Yeah.
didn't stay in Vaughn
Right.
or
Where
even
we were
start
now.
in Vaughn. Yeah. And it shows me what I could be like if I didn't stay on track. So, when I think about it, I say, okay, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the mirror version of myself, what I would have been. I want to be the crystalline being. I want to be a Banku. I want to help Banku. So I have to be smarter than I was. I used to say I need to be smarter than everybody else.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I say I need to be smarter than I was.
Yeah. Well, that's a big jump.
Because that's my benchmark.
Okay.
Because in some things I always was smarter than other people. And in
Yeah.
some things I was not smart at all. Everyone else could manage that kind of situation and I couldn't. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the bond thing. I'm gonna put it in my hands. I'm gonna get bigger. I'm gonna grow my awarenesses. Banku said something about me growing my awarenesses by 150 times.
Like you have done that so far?
Yes,
Okay.
but I want it to be thousands.
Mm-hmm.
18,000
Yeah.
is a pretty big number compared to 150.
Well, yeah, that's quite a lot, but 150 is pretty
Right?
good.
But knowing
I mean, it's
that
not the
I
that's not the
went,
bar.
right? But knowing that I went from 3 plus or minus 4 probably
Right.
to 150 times that,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Okay, well, I'm moving on up. So now I look at things and I say, okay, if I can do that and I keep going, I will get to the thing that I say that I want. Do I really want the thing that I say that I want?
That's a tricky thing right there.
And for me, the answer is yes,
Oh, that's good to know.
resoundingly so. Never question it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me,
Right.
I never actually question that because that is what I want. That's the outcome that I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is how I get there, hallelujah, I'm still on track. It's the moment when I realized that all of the things that I thought that I wanted to do with my life, like travel
Yeah.
or like go to see stuff whatever that is, go to see somebody else's stuff. That's what you do when you travel.
You go to Dolly World. There you
Well, that it's not that far. It's in Tennessee. You know what I'm
go.
saying? Like
Yeah, right.
right
But you
there.
do things like that. Yeah.
And once we move, it'll be boop. Yeah.
Closer. Yes. 2 hours.
So right.
Yeah.
So I look at this and I say, is traveling like an experience that I need in this body right now necessary compared to being able to read a book front to cover, front to back, and implement the things that I've just learned in a book? Is it more important for me to do that, or is it more important for me to get in the car and travel? Or a plane or a boat or what train, or however you want to go.
I guess it depends on what you learn on the way.
So I say, okay, what if I could do both? So every time I leave the house, I'm traveling.
Yeah. Just not
What
the new
can
places.
I learn on my travels? What am I missing?
Oh, yeah. What are you missing?
Right? So like we do that exercise where we read and then we draw and we
See
and
what we missed.
Right. So what am I missing? So I've started to look at it like a puzzle almost. Like it was pretty funny because this morning Max was looking for his tablet. He lost it again because he watched Jeffy. I know. Jeffy is the worst rabbit on the planet. He is horrible. Anyway, if anybody knows of a way to get him away from Jeffy, please put it in the comments. I will read. Please, please, please. So he watched Jeffy. He lost the tablet, so he got it back this morning. Okay. So he went to look in all of the places, and he came back and he said, "Mom, I cannot find the blue tablet anywhere." And I was like, that's a full and complete sentence.
Anyway,
and that is pretty freaking awesome. Okay, let's look together. So we looked in all the usual spots, and then I just knew where it was. So I went into the cabinet, and there it was. And Max was like, "Oh, sneaky bunku."
Well, he is.
But he's the one that put it away. So
gotcha.
So, and that's why I knew that was a pretty good hiding spot. So when I think about these things, I go, okay, now it's a game. What am I missing? Where's, it's like a treasure hunt.
Yeah. Where's Waldo?
Right? Yeah. And I love those games. So I'm like, okay, how can I make sure that I see everything?
Right.
So right now I'm working on being able to be in the observer and still move throughout my life, because it's so disorienting. It's, even in your awarenesses, because you don't have that constant emotional pull and ebb and flow of the emotions, it's kind of hard to care a little bit.
Yeah. But, sure.
Right? Like,
yeah, I understand that feeling.
Yeah. It's, and I don't mean that like in a mean way.
No, it's not mean. No, you're not doing it on purpose. That's the way it is when you're in that state.
Because there's no emotion tied to it.
Yeah.
When we are in our, well, it's for me, it's more like that person is crying and they're in
Yeah.
pain, and right next to them is the solution. But they don't want the solution.
Yeah, right. That's a big one, yeah.
It's not that I don't care that they're in pain or that they're suffering. It's that I've seen the solution. It's been pointed out to them by me, by somebody else, it doesn't matter. They then see the solution and they choose to suffer instead.
Yeah.
In that moment, I say, okay, I'll hold your hand if that's what you need me to do while I'm here. But if you want to suffer, you will do it alone. When you're in your awarenesses, there is no suffering, or at least there is a lot less.
Yeah, you still have to watch things. But they don't have to get to you if you don't let it.
Right? So being in the awarenesses means that you're not touched by that.
Yeah.
It can't hurt you.
No, but it's hurting everyone else.
Right. Yes. And when that happens, it's the only thing I can say is it's interesting to watch. It's not, I don't feel any better than anyone else. I don't feel I don't
It's
feel some kind of way.
it's not a pride thing.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The point is I don't feel.
You don't feel it, right? That's it.
I don't have an emotion about it. Either they're going to take the solution or they're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's 1,000 outcomes that could happen based on what they choose to do in that moment. But that moment is not a choice that I would make. So I don't need to be involved in that. Holding their hand and comforting them, I can still do that. But I can do that without sticking my face in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I look at this mirror that I have and I say, okay, what am I going to do about this need, this overwhelming, I have to push need. I just want to take out all the obstacles. I just want to make it easier. I just want to get so big that the problem is small enough that I can see the solution right next to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious too. Like I'm aware of some of the obstacles. I'm not aware of all your obstacles, but I'm very much aware of where we're going and the obstacles that are popping up for that we get through and get through and get through. But they keep happening. But there's only like, yeah, I know it's like if you could get bigger in your awarenesses and then, get through the pushing through of the obstacles. I think that the obstacles aren't really a byproduct of you trying to do the thing. It's the fact that this project is supposed to include other people and they're just not there. So how do you get support? How do you get support in pushing through the obstacles? Because that's the one thing we don't have is support right now in pushing through these obstacles. It's just like maybe, and it's like we're trying to do something that it's not supposed to be.
That's exactly what it feels like. So
and it's hard because you just can't do it because it's not supposed to be this way.
I've said the whole time since I met Bunku, I've said this, and I must believe it because I keep saying it. We will not get the support that we need until we will not find the people that we need until there is so much chaos in the streets that they have no place else to turn.
Yep. And I agree with that.
Teaching them all the way along teaching them how to do these things, getting as many people to these classes as possible will help later on.
Yes.
When they see that there is so much chaos in the streets, being able to get those people to us might be a little trickier.
Yeah, but that's another obstacle down the line we
Right?
could figure out. Yeah. But if we
Right?
have more help, we could figure that out together.
Right. And so I look at this and I say, okay, we have things that we need to learn.
Yes, there's always that.
Cool things, actually. Like
Yeah.
stuff. Okay. So I know that this is like a super simplified version. Don't come at me.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about using resonance and
Yeah.
and chemistry and molecular science to be able to shift things or keep ourselves safe or grow things or et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
It's very much like learning how to make ice cream in a baggie. Okay, so
Okay.
hear me out.
Right.
So you take whipping cream,
Okay.
whole milk.
Yeah.
So I think it's a half a cup of each. A half a cup of whipping cream, a half a cup of whole milk, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and whatever food coloring you want, and whatever flavor you want.
Uh,
So if you want vanilla, then you put in vanilla extract. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So whatever flavor you want is the extract you put in. And then you put that in a baggie
Mhm.
and you put that on the side. The next baggie is much, much bigger. So the first one is like a sandwich size bag, and then the next one is a gallon size bag. And you
Mhm.
fill that up with ice. So it's, maybe 2/3 of the way full. And then you put salt all over it, like a lot of salt.
Yeah.
And then you put the baggie with the cream in it into the baggie with the ice in it, and you shake it for 5
Shake it.
minutes.
It's ice cream. Yeah.
You
Okay.
just shake, 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 and now you have ice cream.
Yeah. I get that.
Right? So super, super, super simplified version
Yeah.
of science. But nevertheless, it's still science.
Yeah.
If
It's
your
chemistry.
awarenesses are so big that making a guree or, some sort of way to grow plants or, whatever is as simple as making ice cream in a baggie, that would make life a lot easier.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's true. And I had that thought yesterday, actually. Um, there's these posts, that, like let's take the post that Bonku posts. They're truthful, and he's really sourced out. Like he gets all the sources before he posts, so he knows it's all accurate, and he has connections and everything else. And he verifies that it's accurate and all this stuff. But all these other people really see this stuff and they go, well, they automatically just dismiss it as, well, that's a conspiracy theory. Or if you try to look it up yourself, it's just the AI or the Google or whatever is going to tell you, oh, that's just a conspiracy theory. So no matter if you try to look it up, you're not going to be able to find as much. You got to look harder to find the actual source information because they hide it from you. But that's not the point. The point is, um, what I find in these things, I go through the comments. You actually taught me this. Like go through the comments, read the comments. Now I'm doing this. So I'm reading all the comments. And what I'm finding here is that everyone is dismissing a lot of things that are actually happening as conspiracy theories because they believe that where their intelligence lies currently, which is the 4 plus or -3 or whatever, uh, is what everyone else is doing. So therefore, they can't comprehend that there might be technology that's even better right now than what they can even imagine because they can't imagine it. Where in fact, if you look behind the things and you use your intelligences, you can see that It's like, let's take 5G. Well, if you go research 5G, you'll say, oh, well, there's no, like people say, well, there's no way that 5G could penetrate your skin over, what was it, 1 millimeter, blah, 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 on this, and 2 centimeters on da, da, da. And it's like, who says they're going through your skin? I mean, what they're doing is they're aiming towards oxygen. But there are other things in the world that have oxygen. So who says that they're going after the oxygen in your body? And what they think is they're going after your lungs, the oxygen in your lungs. And that's just like very simple thinking. When in fact they could be going after the oxygen in water, they could be going after the oxygen in air, they could be going off the oxygen. Oh, there's oxygen everywhere, like else. Why can't they be targeting that? So if I want to get inside your body, I don't have to go through your skin. What if I just go through the water that you drink?
Or here's a
Right.
so 5G uses resonance.
Yes.
What are our bones?
Antennas.
Yep.
Yeah. And they pick up these things. And they're different sizes too. Because usually when you have an antenna, it picks up certain frequencies because of the size. Smaller ones pick up higher frequencies, bigger ones pick up lower frequencies. But there's all kinds of sizes of bones. Human body has how many bones? That's usually a
There's
big
206.
206. I knew you knew that. See, she takes these classes. She knows all the medical stuff. So there you go. Uh, so these little bones, like in your fingers or whatever, it's like there's all these little micro bones, and then there's nerves. Who knows? Maybe the nerves themselves pick up high frequencies. Because
And people's nervous systems are on fire right now because of all of the inflammation, because of all of the, oh my gosh, I can't imagine that something that could affect your bones could also affect other cells in your body. Good gravy.
right,
Not to mention the poison in the air and the poison in the soil and the poison in the food and the blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's all designed to keep us stupid
yeah,
and take us
and
out.
and take us out while we go, yeah, this is wonderful. Because what do humans want more than anything? More internet.
Or just to be left alone. Just let me watch my TV
Just,
while I,
yeah,
hang out on the couch.
I'm gonna
I only
binge on
have so much
Netflix.
time before I have to go back to work.
Yeah, you don't
There
worry
was a
anything.
time on this planet with human beings that did not have to go to work every day. Why? Because they did things that were worth something that other people wanted.
Yeah, right.
We didn't have these massive companies. We had kingdoms.
Yeah,
We had people that wanted to support each other. Like that's, and we look around. We were just talking about this before we were on camera, but we look around and we see that these people don't want to help each other. They don't want to support each other. And that, like, first of all, that's just one view, but it's a really heavy view.
well, it's a view based on observation
Observation from one view.
from one view. Yes. Now there
So
are instances
one
where people do
perspective,
help each other,
right?
right?
There are lots of instances where people help each other.
Yeah.
Just going to the grocery store, you can watch people that don't know each other help each other.
Like, I'll let you in line. You have less things than I do. That kind of stuff.
Or I
Or I'm in
watched
a
a
hurry.
teenage
Can I get
boy.
ahead of you? Right.
Right. I watched a teenage boy help an elderly woman. She was in one of those carts,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and she was elderly, and she had a cane with her, and she couldn't manage the bags, and she said, I don't know how I'm going to manage these to get them home. And somebody asked her, do you have somebody that can help you bring these in once you get home? And she said, oh yes, but he's at work, so he won't get home. He'll get home shortly before I do. but I wanted to bring this home for him so that he didn't have to do this on top of everything else. And then, she just kept talking. And this teenage boy came in to the conversation and said, I'll put the stuff in your car for you if that will help. And she said, oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then he went out to the car with her and he put the stuff from her cart into the car, and away she went. She got herself into the car and she drove away. Mm-hmm. She gave him a tip.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So when he came back in, he wanted to pay that forward to someone else. Because that was how he was raised.
Right.
And his mom was like, well, let's find somebody that can really use it, rather than just handing it to the next guy. Like, look for somebody that needs help, just like you did. And he goes, oh, I get it. Okay. Like there are people that do that everywhere. There are constantly people that are stepping up in small ways. The problem is it is small.
And you never hear about it.
Right?
The news ain't going to tell you about this. They used to. They don't anymore.
Oh, but they don't. So when I go on the internet, that's what I look for.
The good stories, yeah.
Yep. Even if it's 3 years old, even if it's 2 years old, that still uplifts me. Mm-hmm. Those people still exist. Yeah. Okay, well, that's what I want to draw in. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want the people that look like what I used to be when I had panic attacks and I couldn't get out of my house.
Right.
Or, what it looks like when people can't function beyond a certain point. They don't want to grow their awarenesses. They don't want to be bigger. That's as far as they go. Right. That to me looks like a non-player character.
Well, then they typically regress, yes.
And then, so I say, okay, those people are really helpful for certain things.
Mirrors.
But that's not where we need to be.
No. It's not going to help us get anywhere.
But they can, because they can help us in small ways.
Yeah, they could be a mirror.
Or they can, yes, absolutely. They can be a mirror. I promise you that. Yeah. But they can help us do things that we wouldn't otherwise
have time to do, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Banku is like, I don't want him doing dishes. I know it's such a silly thing, but the Lord of all time and space doesn't need to do dishes.
And yet he happily volunteers.
Ugh. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But the idea is, if he's not doing something as mundane as that, he's freed up to do all of the other things.
Yeah.
Then he's not so weighted down with this stupid human crap. Even if it's something as simple as that, right? So when I look at this, okay, if I grow my awarenesses, and I am, what can I utilize in my day? What can I prioritize in my day that would make it easier for both of us? Having a schedule, like that helps Max, that helps us, but not so strict of a schedule or a routine that we can't shift it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that seems to be a good place to be, so that when chaos comes in, we can roll with it.
Yeah, that's important.
But schedule. Knowing that we have this foundation really makes a difference.
Yeah. Because, at this time, I should be doing this. Other factors might, like you said, chaos might come in, and then you got to do it. Bonku says alacrity.
So I don't mean like at this time I should be doing this. I mean like at this time I can do this.
Okay.
So we wake
You're just
up, we go out on the deck, we have our sunlight. We never make it the full 10 minutes. We're out there, we say good morning to the tree, we, do Miss Mary Mac or whatever, and then we come inside.
right.
It's summer, so it's nice outside, even early in the morning. And then we come in and we have our breakfast, and, it's like that kind of a routine. Like we do
Okay.
whatever is needed to do that day.
You don't have like, from 9 to 10, we're going to do that kind of thing. It's just like,
No,
today we're going to do these things.
right.
Right.
So I can plan all I want.
Right.
I can plan all I want. But when you have a child like Max,
Yeah,
that
planning.
really just, it goes right out the window.
Right. None of my plans ever work, so I don't follow
So,
them anymore.
right. So I look at this and I say, okay, what's really necessary today?
Yeah, what's necessary today? That's what I do. I wake up and go, today this is important.
Right. And
Right.
then you can make a plan from there.
Right.
It's like making a grocery list,
Yeah,
right?
I need
Well,
that.
I don't shop at the same place for everything.
No, yeah, neither do I. Right.
So I make a list as I go through it, like as I remember it and okay. And then I write next to the thing that I need, I write where I'm going to get it. That may not be on the same day.
Yeah.
I might not hit all 4 stores in the same day. You know what I'm saying? And then again,
Yeah,
I
that's
might,
true. Right.
right? But if I'm constantly focused on, well, I have to do this at this time, and I have to do this time, and it doesn't work out, I'm constantly feeling let down.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, that does happen with that. I used to do that.
So I don't like that. I don't
Right.
move away from pain. I move towards pleasure.
Right.
So moving towards pleasure means that at some point today we are going to make ice cream in a baggie,
Right. Because that's pleasure.
right?
Right.
That's yummy. So okay, so being able to shift in and out of things, like at some point Max is going to need cuddles, you know. Um, the closer we get to moving, the closer his anxiety gets.
Yeah.
So relaxing and talking about it,
Yeah, it's a
what
big
does it
change.
look like? Right?
Yeah.
So what does it look like to have all of his stuff in boxes? What does it look like to unpack those boxes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it look like to have a room full of toys that he could play with? Like that's pretty big for him,
You
right?
can actually you can actually do things. Yeah.
Right? But I also think about that in terms of Banku,
Yeah.
you know? So like what it's going to be like to be able to do the things that we want to do, you know?
Well, I do know that he gets more excited the more this thing is becoming a reality,
Yes.
which is cool
And
to see. Yeah.
it makes a huge difference.
I usually mistake that for something else, but it's actually excitement. So
Yes.
I like to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So like like we were talking about when he yells, he doesn't yell because he's
Angry.
angry
Right.
necessarily. He's not being heard. So he has to raise his voice because what
Right.
he's saying is incredibly important in the moment.
Yeah.
If it's not a big deal, he's like, whatever, blah, 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 you know? And if it's heard, it's
Yeah.
heard. If it's not, it's not. No big deal.
Right.
But if it's something that he needs to convey in the moment, then he will yell.
Mhm.
But also, he does that when he's excited about something, or not necessarily he's excited, but he's instilling in you the excitement.
Oh, yeah, which usually backfires.
because we have our own habits.
Right. I
We
don't.
have our
Well,
own
yeah, excitement.
filters,
Yeah, excitement to me is it's a whole mess of habits.
right? So I've thought about this. Like, what would happen if we talk to people? I mean, obviously you can't know all of their filters or all of their habits just by looking at them like first time you meet them, but
No,
you
no,
can
yeah,
look
you
at a
can't.
lot of their habits, you know?
Right.
So what would happen if we did that through their filters? If we got them excited about moving forward through their filters?
If we could figure out their filters, they would probably be more likely to follow us. Yes, or follow us, help us. There's the word. In what we're doing, support, help, collaborate, whatever you want to call it. That's what we need. Not following, but collaboration,
Right.
working
I
together.
like the last thing that I want to do is control somebody else's mind.
No, that was my word. That this is good. I have a control habit, so these words come out, and I'm fixing them as I go. Uh, but
Right?
anyway, that's
Because
not what I meant.
that's something else that comes up. Like
Right.
we don't realize how we talk.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah. But you're always telling me, look at your words. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, exactly. Um, with my mirror, I'm constantly recognizing things that would have held me back. They don't.
Yeah,
I'm not now. I've worked through that, and I recognize that, and I don't want to go back there.
right. Well, that's yeah. Because I don't want to go backwards either, because I have seen what that looks like, and I've seen where that goes, and that is it's very limiting and doesn't go anywhere. So I don't want to be
Right?
that because I know exactly what you're going to get. I don't even have to think about it. That's just what you're going to get. So you got to do
Yes,
something
you know
different,
exactly what you're going to get.
right?
Yes,
And I don't
and
want
it's
that.
not
So
the
why
thing
go
that you want. Right?
right? So that I'm not in that case. I'm not moving towards displeasure. So I'm like, well, what would bring me pleasure? Well, this would bring me pleasure, I think. See, the problem with me is I don't know what would bring me pleasure. It's not something that I normally think about. Pleasure. It's usually what I have to do that I don't want to do. So in my
So,
mind, I have to come up with things that I would see as a pleasurable experience that I would enjoy.
okay, think about it this way.
Yeah.
If you're given the option of what's your favorite food?
Um. See, I don't have a favorite food. That's everyone always asks me. I would say what I usually say is Mexican food.
Okay, so let's
I
say
mean,
tacos.
all of it doesn't. Okay, tacos. I like burritos.
Tacos.
I like
Okay,
enchiladas. Like Mexican
I
food.
know, right? Burritos are awesome.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
um, so let's say you have an option between working 12 hours with no interruptions
Mm,
and you sort of kind of get your work done, or having a plate of tacos where you sit and you expand your awarenesses, and all of a sudden things just start coming to you,
yeah, which is usually how it works. Right.
right? So moving towards taco pleasure
Right.
rather than moving away from the pain of having to work a
Mediocre. Yeah.
mediocre 12 hours.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the tacos look way better than this thing over here.
Well, yeah, because tacos are gonna are gonna give you ideas that you can act on. So you have to keep act on, and then that's gonna take you farther than just doing the mundane, like mediocre thing. Because
Right.
that's just when mediocre produces mediocre. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. Or less,
Or less. Right. It's like,
right?
no, I don't
So,
want that.
right? But having a whole plate of tacos
That's great. That's
Maybe
what.
you find that you don't really want to eat the whole plate by yourself. You want to
Right.
share with somebody else.
Right.
And that somebody else happens to have the thing that you need, the perspective
Just,
that you need, or they come up with, you know what tool you could use, and then boom, you're like, oh my gosh, that problem just got 1,000 times easier.
you're saying this here, and now I'm reminded of what I actually do in airports. That's why people give me free food. And
Totally.
because I'll sit there and I'm waiting time usually, and I'll go, I'll get a drink, and I'll sit there, and someone starts yapping about their life, and I'll start talking, and the next thing I know, they're giving me their food. They like order a bunch of fries. Airports, a bunch of fries is $20 for a little thing of fries, garlic fries. Or they're like they have two, and they're like, "Oh, I got to go hit a plane. You were so great. Would you like to have these fries?" Oh yeah, absolutely. And I just sit there and eat free food. But I'm always giving like I'm always like they talk to me and I listen and I let them talk. And sometimes I say a phrase or whatever, and then they're happy, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. But yeah,
But you
what you're
did.
saying that's exactly what I'm doing at airports, and I don't even know I'm doing it.
That's awesome. See,
Yeah,
so you're the person so they've moved towards the taco platter and they say, hey, I'm going to share it with this guy because he has, the words that helped me move towards more pleasure. Like that's pretty big.
yeah.
But if you could do that in the rest of what you are doing, I think the planning and all of that would be a lot easier to move through.
Well, it is because I actually have been thinking about that lately in my own thing. Is because I'm studying the positive effects of my animals and how they work together. And so, yeah, it's something you brought up, and I was like, okay, I'll look at that. I looked at that, and I said, that is not me. That is not my like. It is me. The positive, all like if they all worked together and did a thing, this is what that would look like. And I did a whole thing on that. I looked at that and I went, I don't know what this is, but this is not what I'm doing. And then I'm looking over here. What's the defiled side? No, that's me.
Okay, so
And I'm like,
if you think
so I got to
about
move from
this,
this to here, right?
okay, but if you think about this, your previous self, your
Right.
awarenesses all got together and they said, okay,
Yeah.
I need these lessons in order to get bigger and grow and integrate the observer and all the things because they got the deets, right? So
Right.
they lay it out so that all you have to do is go from the defiled to the purified,
Yes.
right? Like if we all did that, each individually went from the defiled to the purified,
Right.
we would never have an issue getting what we wanted.
If I did that, and if I already laid this out, I mapped this out real good. If I already at this point in time took my defiled and then purified them, we would not have these obstacles that you're trying to push through right now. Not like, I mean, you're explaining these things. And I'm like, well, if I did with my job, then we wouldn't be doing this. Uh,
But if I did my job, you know what I'm saying?
right.
So like
But
later
everyone
on
can
we're,
say that,
we're going to be
right?
talking about that. Um, but looking at that, recognizing what that looks like, because sometimes I can look at a thing and say, okay, I get it. That's I understand the abstract value and this is how to get there. That's cool. Okay. But how to apply that from my filter, I have no idea.
That's the hard part. Yeah.
It's like the little chasm, like you're trying to get from here to there and there's nothing but blackness here. It's not even like an echo chamber or anything like that. It's just black.
No, I get that because in this transition I'm talking about from this defiled here to the if they all work together, what would that look like? I said, well, what is the thing stopping me from doing this? And it's one little component that I haven't quite mastered yet. And it's a major link, and it has to do with beliefs, my
Oh, yeah.
beliefs.
Yeah.
And I tracked that down. I know exactly what it is. I'm gonna share it right now. But I'll tell you later. But it's just one little component that if I fix this one little thing here, this could actually happen. But it wouldn't just happen with the things that we're dealing with. It could happen in all areas of life.
So, yeah, I might
Yeah.
be pushing on that one.
Yeah. And it's what I'm observing and then using my filters to quantify it. Like what is this? This means this. So I'm what I'm doing is I see it, I observe a thing, and this is human, and you categorize it as to what it means and what it is, blah, 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 and then you believe it.
Oh, right.
But your
Right, right,
belief
right, right.
structure with that it's the links, and it's all black to me, like you said. So there's no way to bridge from here to here in my thinking because of my beliefs. So I got to change the belief. So
See,
that's what I'm
and for
doing.
me, I'm over here on this side. So
Right.
so this is how I say, okay, I can build this over here. I'm gonna build it straight up, and then I'm gonna push it over,
Yeah, that works.
right?
Drawbridge. There you go.
Except the first time that I do it, I'm short.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to build it all again and then
Mhm.
push it over. Now I'm one shy. Now I have to build it all over again. That takes too much time.
Well, it does, yeah.
I should be able to just know how many I need in order to get from here to there.
Which your awarenesses would tell you, yes, once they get
So
big enough.
that is what I'm working on, being able to get my awarenesses to be able to understand that this area here needs to grow and how to do that. So, what
Right,
do I need to learn in order to be able to maneuver through all of those? I mean, and it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
right.
So, if I can do that, I can build a bridge over anything. Most likely, being a karma, I would set it on fire once I passed over it. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the human self is an amazing thing. I mean, recently I found out. See, I've invented this thing that I call the Authenticity OS branding system for. It's the artist world branding system for music artists. Big fancy words for a whole system that I've created. It actually works well. And then I'm like, I've noticed that. Am I applying this system, this branding system, to my brand? No. Why would
No.
anyone want to follow me if I don't even put my own thing to use? So now I'm starting to do that. So I spent all last week, redesigning my entire website. And like, it didn't like, I have a website I built a year ago with what I actually did a year ago, which I didn't really know what I wanted, what I was doing, how I wanted it, blah, blah. And now I'm over here and now I'm over there. So, like, you went to my website and you're like, I don't know what this guy does because I didn't know what I did. And now I'm like, well, I don't like to do websites. That's fine. They get the idea. No one cares about the idea. No one that like if you're going to cause confusion, everyone's like, I'm out of here. So today, like last week, I'm like, so what would happen if I actually my website actually depicted what I actually do, and put
I
my
know it's
own branding
crazy.
system. I put my own thing to work on myself. So that's what I did. So we're going to see what happens because I'm building now. I'm starting to build this thing out with my own system that I'm making everyone else go through. It's like, why don't I make myself go through this? Well, that takes too much work. But if I want to move towards pleasure instead of pain, like if I'm moving away from pain, if there was pain that I'm moving away from, I would move that. I would use this system to get from here to here that quick. But I don't have that. So why do I need pain in order to move myself forward? So what do I want? And let me move myself forward by doing the thing that I make everyone else do who works with me. So
Everyone
yes,
else
kind of
knows how to make tacos. Now you have to make the tacos and share your
right.
platter.
So what does that look like? Well, we're going to find out. I did it. I finished it last night,
Excellent.
and it was a lot of work. But yeah, it's something I would have never done a year ago because I didn't see it as important.
And that is exactly what yes.
Mm-hmm.
When we prioritize the things that we think are important, we lose so much because we're not seeing Waldo as important. We're looking for Waldo, but we don't really give it poop. So
Yeah, it's not in our daily whatever.
Right? But that's who we're supposed to be looking for.
Right.
But it's not a priority.
No,
So if
no,
we happen to see somebody that maybe looks like it, okay, cool. Right. No, it's got to be a priority.
The other thing is, like I was saying before, in reading these comments on things and the conspiracy theories and so on and so forth, I think part of the problem here, and I could be wrong, it's just my perspective, but is if I'm going to take that and put it like that picture, that view that I found doing that, and then put it towards what we're doing, I think what happens is people's we're doing these things that go above and beyond the awarenesses of your normal person because we're doing things that people would look at and go, you can't do that. I don't know. That makes no sense. Like that they can't grasp mentally or intelligently on it. You
Right.
can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. So that must be a conspiracy theory because I can't comprehend it. Therefore, it must be. Then they say, well, that's either nothing, it's a lie, or it's a fraud, or it's a whatever it is because I can't categorize it because I don't have no concept of it. That's an
I
awareness
have
problem.
I have said that to people. Just because you can't comprehend what is actually happening in the world doesn't make me wrong.
Right. They don't have the awareness for it. And I think that the problem is no one wants to help us get to here. And it's not just for us. We're trying to help everyone else.
I live with very few comforts.
You live with no comfort. Even where you're sitting right now, you have no comfort. I know this. I know things about people.
Because everything that we have is for the
Other people.
health and benefit of other people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm included in that, but
Well, yeah, sure.
not like it's not a focus. You know what I mean? Like
No, it
if I get
is. Yeah.
hurt, Bunku is definitely going to help,
Oh, yeah. I've seen
but
him do that.
he's also going to tell me I'm a dumbass for hurting myself in the first place.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. He's very good at that.
Well,
But yeah,
if you were paying attention, maybe that wouldn't have happened. Well, thanks a bunch.
thank you. Yes, that helps me now.
Yes.
I want
So,
sympathy, damn it.
right? But really, I don't. I really don't like sympathy at all from me or for me. Like, I just don't like it.
Right.
It's one of those feelings that I'm like, we don't really need that, do we?
Right.
Like, it's
No.
kind of a throwaway emotion.
We don't need it, right. But I think that if other people's awarenesses grew to where they could see where we're going, we would have a lot more support in where we're going.
Yes,
And
I agree.
that needs to happen. I don't know how that can happen. I don't know what needs to happen to make that happen, but we'll figure that one out.
So that yes, and I think that by growing our awarenesses, that
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
we can get there and do that.
You've always said that, so that's kind of what I'm going on. So you believe it, so if you believe it, I'll believe
I do.
it. Right.
I do believe that. I
You've
do
always
believe
believed
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And she has because we've been talking about this for years, and that's been her constant thing.
I think becoming smarter than I was, even just as a human. Let's say I don't get beyond this and I'm still a human. Just being smarter with my awarenesses puts me in a place where I can not only help myself, get even more smart, but I can do that or intelligent. I don't want to say smart because there's a lot of smart people out there. They can read a book and they just know the things in the book. They can't implement them. They don't have the drive to implement them, but they, well, yeah. Oh, okay. I know how to do that. All right, cool. But using your awarenesses, not only do you understand what it is that you just read, not only do you understand you can do it and then redo it, like recreate it. So you can build an engine from scratch over here, and then you can build another engine that's similar to it, but runs that much more efficiently. You can build a computer from scratch because you understand all the components that go inside of it, because that's what runs the engine. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
how to
All
build
the
a car
things now that
101,
yeah, let me tell you, building an engine that's a lot of parts.
right? The way that it's constructed now is a lot of parts. But let's say there's a better way,
Yeah, and there always is. But
right?
see, again, we just need to raise our awarenesses. If I raise my awarenesses to figure out other ways of building engines, not that I could build one now, but I know how to. I just never done it. And that would turn out like really bad. But then if we had a better way of doing it and my awarenesses could rise to the occasion and see it, we could do it. But the problem is that
Absolutely.
we're trying to do a thing that's meant for a lot of people to do. And for whatever reason, no one else could see it. And the reason they can't see it is because they either don't want to see it or their awarenesses aren't big enough to actually see it.
Exactly.
That's
So
really the problem.
my my thing is, okay, well, I'm going to do it because I just want to do it. I want to know how far I can go,
Well, that's that. Yeah, we're going to do it. That's just the way it's going to be. But it would be a lot easier.
right? And if other people saw what it was that I was doing,
They might want to
maybe they would want to be involved.
join. Well,
Maybe
I'll
they'd
take
want to
that.
build their own engine,
Right.
or
Well, I'll take that.
like like Banku, who created his own digestive system.
Well, he did. He recreated his
He
entire
did.
body.
He and a partner created a whole digestive system that ate a pork chop.
Oh, we were talking about an experiment. I was talking about he came out of the box and created his digestive system.
Oh, well, yeah, he did do that too.
He did that. No, you're talking about an external digestion system. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
But right,
Yeah.
because he understood what that looked like.
Hmm.
So he's done these things. He's built the engine. He's figured out how to create the pyramids. He's uh, uh, he's he's done these things. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I want to do these things too.
We need a place to do them in, which is what we're working on.
Exactly. So recognizing that this is the place that people can come to, they can hang out, they can learn to
Learn,
build
hang
stuff on the
out.
weekends,
Yeah.
or stay for a week and learn how to build all kinds of things, or just take a breath and relax
Yeah.
and
Chill out. Yeah.
right, like relax your nervous system and allow for all of that to calm down so that your awarenesses can grow. Like that's a big
You get
deal.
and you get healthy again too.
Yes. Yes, very important.
Yeah.
When your nervous system calms down, so many other things can relax at the same time. And then your body can heal itself.
Yeah. And there's something people don't recognize either.
No, I know it's
Oh, I gotta
crazy,
have some medicine. No, you don't.
right?
It's because they
Drink a
tell you
tea.
you need medicine. Yeah, there's all kinds of tea. And it does work. And then there are times that I question that, but for the most part, it works. But there are other habits
So,
in play with the people I give tea to.
right. So, something that I have wondered about, because we create this world, if we have a habit of denying something, do we deny it out of existence? Or
Probably.
this thing has helped over 1 million people do the exact thing that you have and you want to get rid of, and it's helped over 1 million people. So when you take it and it doesn't work,
Right.
is that because the filter that we have doesn't allow it to work, or is there something else going on?
I think it has a lot to do with the filter personally, but
Right?
right.
So I look at this and I look back in my mirror and I say, okay, this is my world. I don't want that in the first place.
Yeah. Why is it here?
Right. What is the cascade that started this, that made me want that? Because something in me made me want that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here. I desired something that was the product of. So, what was the thing that I wanted? And how do I get rid of the product? Yes.
That's the thing. Like I didn't meet someone. I talked to someone that I know who stated to me yesterday that they were in the hospital. I said, "Well, why are you in the hospital?" And they said, "Well, I have this condition where my digestive system goes out of control. So what happens is whenever I eat food at certain times and do certain things, my digestion system goes overboard and starts attacking my entire body. And then I wind up in terrible pain in the hospital and it starts eating itself. My digestion system starts eating me up from the inside out. The doctors really don't know why. And it's a really weird condition. And they're on like bags and weird, like they got external bag systems going on
Oh,
and I'm like, that sounds to me like a habitual thing. Like like, kind of the things that you're doing there.
right.
The AMC program and like all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there might be other ways. I can connect you with someone who could help you. Like, and it's alternative kind of a medicine, but you might get better ideas or something like that you could try out. Oh no, no, no! The doctors know what they're doing. Okay. And like they don't. And she just got done telling me they don't know what they're doing, but now they know what they're doing.
Right. Because so functional medicine
Yeah,
is supposedly alternative,
yeah.
but
Supposedly, but it's
right.
older and better, much older. It's
So
not
what they've
alternative.
done is they've taken the traditional Chinese medicine. So
Mhm.
this is what allopathic medicine is doing right now. They're taking the traditional Chinese medicine and they're applying it to allopathic medicine. So what happens is they ask more questions. In the AMC program, it's even more in depth.
Mhm.
They recognize that there are wind afflictions and heat afflictions and so on and so
Cold
forth.
affliction. Yeah. Right.
Right. Looking at the elements versus looking at uh, the physical
Symptoms.
aspect,
Yeah.
because 90% of our issues come from mind. We're the ones that create it
Yeah. So why are you creating?
out of habit. And
Right.
that's the thing. So if we can catch the habit, we can fix the thing.
Yeah.
And if it's something that we're doing that's good for us, how can we create that into a habit that just sustains us?
Yeah.
So it's something that could be put on autopilot, which is what our bodies are supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
We shouldn't have to be all involved in it. It should be like blinking, like breathing, like
Yeah. You
doing
don't
the
think
normal
about how do
thing,
I breathe in this moment?
right? But it is in fact becoming a very serious issue that like something like 45% of people don't breathe properly.
It is. Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah. Hold their
It's
breath.
supposed to be uh, just a
Yeah,
thing that happens.
an autonomic system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be, but it's not.
no, because the brain
But,
is like confused.
right? But if you have questions about that or you want to know more, you can message me, Starbuck Jones
Yes.
on Facebook. You can message Banku Padmagampo Rinpoche on Facebook. He's also on Instagram.
Oh yes, and for everyone, all of our Facebook information is on the description of this video. You can click on it, and boom, there you go. Ask us questions.
Excellent.
Ask questions. Also, our email address is also in the description. You can send an email, but I would prefer that you contact us individually because then it saves. Well, I have to go find the email and then send the email to the right person, and I'll do that. But you can just go directly; it's easier, and then
Yeah,
you can keep me
yeah,
out of it. If you
absolutely.
don't want me involved, well, that's the way to do it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
And you could directly talk to Banku if you wanted, but if you're concerned about, well, I don't know him really well, one of us will be there, both of us will be there, whatever you want.
sure. We'll have a call. We'll set up a call with Bonku for you,
Bring
and we'll join
snacks.
you on the call. I mean, it's very easy. He's very approachable. He's very nice too, and funny.
Absolutely.
It's very hilarious.
I'll make coffee for him, so it'll be all good.
Yeah, and he does help a lot.
A
Like
1000%.
I can't even tell you. Anyway, we're out of time.
And with that, we'll see you later.
And with that, we'll see you later. So thank you for joining us, and please come again. And we look forward to more followers, and hopefully those who are following are finding some benefit out of our habit chat here. I know I am. So as long as we are, I
Absolutely.
guess
Me
that's the
too.
important thing. So please join us next week, and thank you for joining us. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. See you next
Thank
week.
you. Bye.